Meron din dun sa District 1.
Sa District 1, ma'am, hindi namin makita kung pasok din. Pero malaki din ang nag-apply doon ng transfers, 18,133.
Sa
18,133.
District 1.
Yes, ma'am.
So,
Pero ang galing sa Imbo is only 4,300.
from ano,
Yes, ma'am.
oo. Pero meron pa rin galing Embo na
Meron pa rin,
nagpunta
ma'am.
dun sa District 1 na 4,000.
Yes, ma'am. Out of that 4,000 na galing sa Imbo, 3,596 ang gumamit ng barangay
Okay. And
certification.
anong barangay yung lumalabas na maraming Embo transferees?
I'm
From
sorry,
District
ma'am.
1.
Wala akong data ngayon dito.
Can you just submit to
Yes, ma'am.
the committee?
We're going to submit the report, Madam Chair, of the task force, which was actually adopted by the NBank. We're also going to submit the NBank resolution, Madam Chair.
And Chairman, nandun ho yung breakdown per barangay.
Yes, Madam Chair. Nandun po lahat.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Attorney Minguito.
Good afternoon again, Madam Chair, and to everyone po. So sa part naman po ng DLG, nag-issue naman po ng directive si Secretary Remulla para po i-investigate yung matter in coordination po with COMELEC. So ang ginawa po is nag-issue po sa mga regional directors to provide a list of barangays involved, if ever po meron, on the alleged irregular issuances of barangay certifications. Also, kapag po na-identify yung barangay na kagaya po ng nabanggit kanina na may influx po of registrants, nag-initiate po ng investigation po, thorough investigation as to the regularity and truthfulness of the barangay certifications. And last po, nag-direct din po si Secretary ng continuous monitoring po. May continuous monitoring pa rin po on the existing and the potential po. Kung meron man po na nadadagdagan pa yung mga barangays, pinapamonitor po para po makapag-direct po again ng proper investigation po para po if ever po na may merit po sa investigation, we will file the proper administrative case po dun sa mga barangay chairman po.
Okay. Chairman, sumulat na ho kayo sa DILG na
Yes.
ito yung mga barangay at ito yung mga barangay captains na parang highly irregular yung use of barangay certificates.
Yes, Madam Chair, just last week, the Law Department Director already wrote the DILG Secretary just to inform, number one, of the NBank resolution, number two, of the attached findings of the task force. Because the recommendation po ng number two recommendation ng task force is to file appropriate, is to request the DILG to file the appropriate administrative cases against the barangay officials. Yung number three po kasi noon, to file the election offense cases against the barangay officials.
Pero kasi 9 ho yung iniimbestigahan nyo, pero parang hindi pa tapos yung 9.
Opo, yung pong Ormoc City, Cagayan de Oro, Makati at Cabanatuan, tapos na po kami. Yung pong mga iba po, yung San Juan po, nag-start na kami sa San Juan ng investigation. Yung sa Sultan Kudarat, yung dalawang bayan po doon, ay sasabit na rin po nila yung kanilang report sa amin.
So yung wala pa investigation, wala pang ano yung law department sa DILG for San Juan, for Sultan Kudarat.
Pa po, Madam Chair. Yung sa Ormoc City naman, iba pa yung issue doon. Nalaman namin double and multiple registration pala yung issue doon, hindi naman yung mga transfer o barangay certification.
Thank you. Siguro may timeline ba yung DILG?
Ma'am, so far po wala pa pong binibigay na timeline po regarding po sa pero nakipag-coordinate naman po kami with COMELEC. So if naghihintay na po kami ng reports also from the regions.
Tapos ano if ever admin penalty? Anong penalty dun sa mga kapitan? Meron ba tong preventive suspension? May ganun ba?
Yes po, ma'am. Siguro po papasok po siya dun sa section 60 po ng Local Government Code. So dun po meron pong preventive suspension, and if napatunayan po na nagbebenta po ng barangay certificate po yung
Sir?
Meron po, ma'am. Opo.
Barangays, yes.
May bayad.
Pero minimal lang po, ma'am.
50
So magkano yung minimum and maximum amount ng barangay cert?
Your Honor, in some barangays po, 50 pesos and others 80 pesos po. Pero may mga barangay din po, Madam Chair, na free. Like in Barangay de la Paz, Pasig, free po ang barangay certification.
So walang guidelines ang DILG pagdating dun sa whether or not pwede mag-charge or hindi mag-charge?
Your Honor, ang guidelines po kasi was issued by the DOF, BLGF. O nakalagay lang po doon, they may charge po, reasonable fee po ang nakalagay po, reasonable amount po. Subject to, of course, barangay ordinance, Your Honor.
Madam Chair, if I may, I wasn't able to follow the proceedings a while ago, but I think Chairman George mentioned earlier that if there is an increase of 10% of registered voters, that can be considered as a red flag. Am I right?
That's right, Madam Chair, Your Honor.
Okay. The city of San Juan, of course, ito lang naman talagang worry ko has a 16.5 increase in 2019. And in 2022, there's increase of 32% of registered voters. And meron pang disparity. We have 21 barangays all in San Juan, but 9 barangays in San Juan. Tingnan mo yung disparity. Ang total population ng isang barangay, halimbawa Barangay Balong Bato, 7,203. Ang registered voters is 7,394. So mas marami pa ang registered voters doon sa totoong population. Sa Barangay Corazon de Jesus, 7,875 ang population. Ang registered voters is 8,769. Sa Barangay St. Joseph, 2,135 ang population, naging 2,920 ang registered voters. Isabelita, 1,556, naging 1,865. Barangay 11, ang population is 3,736. Ginawang 4,000, ang registered voters, 4,110. So on and so forth. Malaki po ang disparity ng total number of inhabitants dun sa nakatira sa barangay kaysa dun sa registered voters. Talagang very glaring ang nangyayari sa aming bayan na talagang malaki ang in-increase ng flying voters or flying registrants or whatever you may call it as compared to all the cities here in Metro Manila. Halimbawa, Manila, 9% lang increase. Manila, 6% lang. I'm talking about 2022. Manila, 6% lang. Mandaluyong, 1.3%. Marikina, 5.9%. Pasig, 3.75%. Quezon City, 5.5%. Caloocan, nabawasan pa. Malabon, 16%. Navotas, 3.3%. Valenzuela, 17%. Las Piñas, nabawasan pa, negative pa. Makati, 1.31% lang.
22.
Yeah, 2022. Parañaque, 5.22%. Pasay, negative pa. Pateros, 5.4%. Taguig, 2.0%. San Juan, 32%. Napakaliit po ng bayan ng San Juan. We are the second smallest city in Metro Manila that has the highest number of flying voters. Hindi ko alam kung how can we rectify this the wrongdoings of the people, the officials, the stupid officials leading there in San Juan.
Madam Chair, most recently because of the letter, Madam Chair, of the Senate President Pro Tempore, we already started the conduct of the investigation by our task force. Priority na po ng task force natin. At asahan niyo po hanggang before the end of the year, of this month, may findings na po yung task force. And definitely, just like what we did in Makati, what we did in Cagayan, and in such other places, we will be filing cases against, especially if the reason for the increase is the issuance of barangay certification, we will be filing cases against the barangay officials.
Mhm.
Katulad din po ng criminal case na initiate namin na sa Makati City, and then we will try to convince the DILG to initiate likewise administrative proceedings para makita po natin yung pattern na yon,
Yeah.
kung talagang saan ang galing yung in-increase na 32%.
Thank you, Chairman. Kasi I'm really a bit worried. Not a bit worried, I'm really very worried. Kasi San Juan is being ruled by non-residents of San Juan. Alam mo, first time lang nangyari yan. I'm not against basketball players as long as they are legitimate residents of San Juan. Di sana nag-tryouts na lang sila sa San Juan Knights, baka makuha ko pa sila. Pero as councilors, as public officials, na hindi naman kayo nakatira sa San Juan, hindi naman yata tama yun. In fact, I would like to commend the members of the COMELEC headed by Attorney George Garcia na lumabas na yung disqualification complaint against a certain Renren Ritualo. In fact, yung address na binigay during the budget plenary session, I mentioned earlier, yung address na binigay, it's only Unit A, and Domingo Street. Napakahaba na and Domingo Street. In fact, makikita sa video na sila ay nakatayo sa, meron akong video, no? Nandun yung si Mayor na, yan.
Alam niyo kung sino nakita ko? Sakto, nandito ako sa San Juan Gym at alam niyo kung sino nakita ko? Yan, si Renren Ritualo. Yan.
Magandang hapon, Mayor. Welcome back.
Yan, so,
Dito ako lang dala dito sa building na to.
yan, no? So, yan ang building na kung saan nakatira si Renren. Kasi kami naman po, nung ikim na kanang araw ay susunod daw dun yung sa akin. Naginanggit, no? Na hiraw taga San Juan na kakakukom si Ari. Hanggang Unit A and Domingo Street daw ang nakarating sa Bulacan. Ito po naman Unit A and Domingo Street. Ito na yan, Unit A and Domingo Street. Corner Allen Street. At ito nga po yan. Itong katabi mismo ng San Juan Elementary School at ng Jollibee and Domingo. So dyan nakatira si Renren sa Unit A. Na gusto nyo, puntahan nyo siya.
Bisitahin niyo ako minsan.
Puntahan nyo, magpapakain siya sa inyo.
Ayan,
Bili niya yung
magaling ko yan.
yung mango si Kuya dyan. So, yan. Dito po nakatara si Renren. Siya po ay nakinusod ng San Juan. Kaya huwag po tayong maniniwala kapag sinasabi ng iba na hindi siya taga San Juan at hindi raw totoo ang Unit A and Domingo Street. Sabagat totoo po yan. Dito
Bakit?
po yung
Sa Raul
matatagpuan
talaga eh.
sa building na to. No? So, again, sige.
Okay. Chairman, kung di, sabagay hindi naman kayo tiga San Juan, yung pong kalye na tinuturo niya, hindi po N. Domingo yan, that is Aluna Street. Okay, corner N. Domingo. So, hindi talaga sa N. Domingo. In fact, ang sinabi niya, ayan, February 2024, ginagawa pa yung sinasabi niyang building. Yan, no? So talagang hindi talaga siya nakatira doon. That was taken February 2024, this year. So, ang nilagay yata niya sa COC niya, nakatira siya dyan, August 15, 2023 pa. So, nung Google Map, February 2024, under construction pa lang yung bahay. Supposedly, allegedly, bahay na tinitira niya. So talagang pareho silang nagsisinungaling, yung mayor tsaka yung kanyang kandidatong pagkakonsyal. That's why siguro wala na siguro lusot yan. I would like to commend and appreciate the members of COMELEC headed by Attorney George for him to really be disqualified, for him not being a bona fide president of San Juan. Yun lang.
Madam Chair, Your Honor, yung investigation po because of the letter of the Honorable Senator Jingo Estrada addressed to the Commission, we are going to prioritize the investigation. We directed already the task force as what we did in the 9 and the 8 areas in our country, and umasa po kayo na hindi po namin pababayaan kasi na may mga ganyang pag-increase. Lalo pa na nanggagaling sa iba't ibang bayan kasi nalilegitimize po yung paglipat kahit naman hindi talaga dapat makalipat dahil lang sa pagpa-issue ng mga barangay certification.
What can we do dito sa mga barangay captains who keeps on issuing barangay certificates, yung mga tungkol sa residency.
Malalaman po
Residency.
namin yon na Madam Chair, Your Honor, kung ilan ang, for example, sa San Juan, ilan po ang na-issue na barangay certification at kung yung ba yung naging dahilan sa pag-increase
Yes.
ng number of voters from 2019 to 2022 to ngayon po yung 2025. Katulad po na nakita namin, napakaliwanag po yung nakita namin sa Makati at saka sa ibang lugar. So, doon po talaga ang initial na culprit
Ang barangay captain.
barangay officials eh.
Yes.
Opo, dahil
Hindi niyo ba ho jurisdiction ng COMELEC na ni-reprimand itong mga barangay captains who keeps on issuing barangay certificates?
sa DILG po, Madam Chair, Your Honor, and that's why po, yung findings namin, katulad po ng coordination na ginagawa namin sa DILG will furnish the DILG at yun nga po, pwede sila makapag-suspend, pwede sila makapag-disciplinary action. Total naman, Madam Chair, Your Honor, kung sakali meron silang disciplinary action against the barangay, kami rin na mag-i-issue na exemption eh. And I will definitely promise this committee, if the DILG will ask for an exemption for the imposition of disciplinary action, we will grant. Kasi kami sa amin ang galing eh. So kung mag-a-action sila, we will grant such an exemption for any administrative disciplinary action.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Sen. Jinggoy. Pero Chairman, yung sulat niyo sa DILG, that is not a complaint, no? It's just for your information letter.
Referral lang po
Referral
namin.
lang.
At ano po naman, wag po kayong mag-alala, Madam Chair, sapagkat may coordination din tayo sa Undersecretary for Legal ng DILG. In fact, sila po talaga yung nangungulit din sa amin ng mga pangalan and kaya po pinoward namin sa kanila yung pong findings namin. We'll also forward to you, to this committee, Madam Chair, the subpoena that we issued dun sa Makati, yung sa mga barangay officials na involved. And we are also going to forward din yung mismong sa first district naman, kung ilan doon yung involved na barangay officials.
Thank you. Attorney Mengito, di ba si DILG may minamandate niyo yung mga barangays to regularly conduct a survey to have a registry of barangay inhabitants, yung RBI.
Yes, Your
How
Honor.
compliant yung mga barangay officials natin sa pag-submit ng RBIs?
Opo. Your Honor, Madam Chair, nire-require po namin sila actually magpasa po quarterly. So yung iba naman po compliant, so yung iba we need to kailangan po namin pilitin. Pero mostly naman po ng barangays, they are compliant naman po quarterly. Nagpapasa po sila sa amin.
And actual names yung sinasubmit ng barangays?
Hello, Your Honor, no ma'am, only figures ma'am. But the department po always reminds the po ng barangays to update the registry of barangay inhabitants po.
So makikita nyo na parang during this period, tumaas yung inisyuhan niya ng barangay cert, pero yung RBI na hindi tumaas.
Hello ma'am. As to the issuance of barangay certification, wala pa po kaming data regarding that, ma'am. Only the numbers of barangay inhabitants in every barangay po.
Can you, submit to the committee kung anong percentage ng compliant na mga barangays dito sa RBI?
Yes, ma'am, we will submit po.
Siguro we'd like to hear from sa Liga. We also want to acknowledge the presence of Miss Are from Liga ng mga barangay sa Pilipinas. Kung anong action naman on your part na apparently mukhang nagkakaroon ng abuso ngayon dun sa paggamit ng barangay certificate as a mode of identification for transferees.
Hi, good afternoon. Madam Chair and everyone. With regards po sa issuance of barangay certificates, will inform po our national president regarding this para po ma-discuss po sa NEB meeting po para po we can address this po accordingly.
I wonder kung may ano kayo, regular reminders sa ating mga barangay officials na may kaakibat na admin and criminal charges itong pagfa-file at itong pag-i-issue ng barangay certificate na hindi talaga dumaan sa tamang proseso. May ganong programa ba yung liga? Or even DILG, meron ba kayong regular seminar or ano ba yun, order na nilabas pagdating dito sa paggamit ng pag-issue ng barangay certificates?
Hello, Madam Chair. When it comes to the barangay officials, our local government academy po usually conduct the BINEO po, lalo na po kung mga newly minted or newly elected barangay officials po ito. So yung issuance of barangay certification ay isa lamang po sa mga responsibilities ni punong barangay na i-remind naman po sila. And for the information also of this honorable committee, ma'am, the department po ay meron po kami dinadraft na omnibus guidelines po doon sa issuance or updating of the barangay registry of barangay inhabitants po. And if subject also to the review and recommendation of LLLS, we can issue po another reminder para po sa ating mga punong barangays po para malaman din po nila na may mga kaakibat na liabilities, admin or criminal liabilities, yung nag-i-issue ng mga false na certifications.
Ano ho bang requirements pag kumukuha ng barangay certificate?
Ma'am, base po ito sa barangay ordinance po talaga, ma'am. Sila po yung nagde-determine ng mga requirements po.
So wala siyang national guidelines na
Wala
pag barangay certificate, kailangan you present 2 IDs or may ano ba yan? May parang may ano, so walang ganong guidelines na standard for all barangay kapitans na ito yung requirement before you can issue a barangay certificate.
Madam Chair, ngayon po so far wala pa pong yung ano po, yung guidelines po talaga regarding that. Pero ang base lang po sa mga barangay, ang hiningi lang po talaga is yung mga basic information like the address, tapos yung address ng residence, tsaka po yung yung proof ng billing, parang ganun po, that you are currently living in that address po. Pero as far as
When you say proof of billing, iniiwan nila sa barangay yung proof of billing nila or pinapakita lang yan?
pinapakita po ma'am, together with the IDs po, the identification,
So walang copy si barangay.
wala po ma'am. Or parang
Parang
pinapakita lang po ma'am.
Parang may flaw din tayo dun sa pag-issue ng barangay certificate kung wala rin palang guidelines pagdating dun.
Ma'am, if I may add po, may initiative po ang department through our office po, the National Barangay Operations Office, doon po sa pagka-craft ng model Barangay Citizens Charter, wherein yung issuance ng barangay certification ay isa po sa mga basic services na pinoprovide. So meron po kaming nilagay po doon ng mga steps, ano yung mga documentary requirements, but of course ma'am, subject pa rin po sa kung magdadagdag si barangay or hindi. Parang model lang po siya ma'am. Kina-craft pa lang po namin. Opo, ordinance pa din po.
Hindi, yun na nga kasi pwede yung isang barangay masipag mag-issue ng barangay certificate kasi nga it's a source of income for the barangay. Pero, so for example, dun sa mga transferees, pag sinilip namin yung documents sa barangay mismo, wala kaming makikitang proof of billing, photocopy of an ID na may address ng nilipatan nila. Walang ganong kopya ang barangay?
Opo ma'am, parang as of now po, parang pinapakita lang po parang wala naman pong binibigay na receiving copy regarding sa certification. So, para po mag-issue ng certification, parang ganun po. So, mas maganda nga po matuloy po yung crafting po ng guidelines regarding the issuance of certificate of registration po, ma'am. Your Madam.
And, well, Chairman, lumalabas talaga na napakaluwag nung pagdating dun sa pag-issue ng barangay certificate.
Ang maganda pa nga po, Madam Chair, kung magkakaroon ng investigasyon ang DILG, pwede nila ngayong patingnan kung talagang nagbayad at may binayaran sa barangay. Kasi nasa kanila yung mga resibo yung mga, siyempre po may duplicate. Kung talaga nagbayad, yung ganong karaming applicants. Kasi baka naman walang bayad din. So ibig sabihin, talaga binigyan lang ng binigyan ng barangay.
May authority din si barangay na mamili na ito pwedeng magbayad, ito pwedeng hindi magbayad. May ganun din ba dun sa mandato ng barangay na pwedeng subjective yung fee na kukunin nila?
Hindi po, Madam Chair. So, pag nag-issue na po ng ordinance si barangay, lahat na po, kunwari po nagbigay po, magbayad po ng fee for this certification. Lahat na po magbabayad. So, for example po, yung binigay po na example ni Ma'am Ellen kanina, yung sa Pasig po. So, yung ordinance po nila is walang fee. So, lahat naman po, hindi naman po magbabayad po.
So makikita nyo nga sa base, if you do conduct an investigation, makikita nyo kung sa ganitong barangay, may ordinansa sila na maniningil ng 50 pesos, tapos matitrace nyo na from this time to this time ng registration, continuing registration, walang pumasok na ganong amount.
Opo, correct po, Madam Chair. Pwede naman pong silipin siguro through the receipt nga po, sabi po ni Chairman.
And DILG has the power to check yung mga receipts and
Siguro ma'am, through investigation na lang din po. If nag-start na po ng investigation, siguro we can ask the barangay officials po if they can provide us the proper receipts.
since may letter na si Comelec sa inyo, when will you start the investigation?
Ma'am, we're still
Siguro, Chairman, kailan nyo ba sinend sa DILG yung sulat?
Last week, Madam Chair, if I'm not mistaken, it's either Wednesday or
Okay,
Thursday.
so ito covers Makati, Cabanatuan,
More particularly po muna yung Makati.
Makati muna.
Makati.
So wala pa yung Cabanatuan,
Yes.
Cagayan de Oro.
Yes po, kasi may counter-checking kami doon. Ang maganda rin po, Madam Chair, if masasuggest din namin, siyempre may list po kami ng mga applicants na na-approve yung pong binabanggit kanina ng task force. Therefore, pwede natin makita kung yung nabigyan ng barangay certification na ginamit sa pagpaparegister, yun yung nakarecord sa kanila, sa barangay. Baka maya-maya naman yung mga binigyan ng barangay certification at tinanggapan ng barangay certification, baka maya-maya hindi naman nakarecord pala sa barangay. So kapag kinakala makita rin natin,
Kasi
si DILG po yun.
issue din ba ng barangay certificate na resident ka of that barangay? Meron din ba yung parang logbook na ito na yung mga kabarangay natin? May ganun din bang ano yan? May record book ba yung barangay?
yes, ma'am, meron po. I
And
believe, ma'am, meron po.
pero I guess hindi pa rin siya, it's not a standard.
Yes, ma'am.
It's not. Yun yung yun yung I think whether for election purposes, but for whatever purposes, mukhang kailangan nating ayusin itong function ng ating mga kapitan to issue barangay certificates. From the amount to the actual checking. Sige. So when can we,
Madam
well,
Chair,
since last Wednesday lang naman nabigay
Opo.
sa inyo, more or less.
sige po. Siguro ma'am, we'll wait din po for the report of yung ibang region po kasi po hindi pa po complete yung reports na pinasa po sa central office. So probably your honor, we will just wait for the report before we act on the matter po.
Pero pwede nyo na daw, I think yung sa Makati, kompleto na ata yung submissions,
Opo.
di ba?
Sige po.
So, baka pwede umpisahin nyo muna yung Makati.
If in fact, Madam Chair, in order to expedite, kasi nga po, via courier siya, kung kung mayroon pong mauutusan lang ang DILG sa opisina namin sa Law Department, we can immediately provide everything. So just to expedite the process, including the investigation reports, the records, we will provide the DILG. Total naman po,
Okay.
nag-issue na rin kami ng subpoena and then hinihintay na lang namin sumagot yung mga barangay officials para doon sa criminal case naman po.
Actually, Chairman, pwede naman soft copy lang, di ba?
Yes, Madam Chair, pwede naman po.
Baka you can send the soft copy to sa DILG. Pero I think you already submitted to the committee. Nasubmit niyo na ho yan sa committee, no?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Okay.
We will provide the whether soft or hard copy the findings, including the en banc resolution.
Then when, yung dun sa ibang lugar naman ho, for example, Cabanatuan, itong Cagayan de Oro, ano ho yung timeline naman ng COMELEC para maglabas pagdating dito?
Tapos na po yung findings na na-approve na rin po ng en banc yung kanilang findings, yung kanilang recommendation, pati po Cagayan. We can likewise provide the committee the reports dun sa mga yan. Talaga pong consistent lang na number one, charge criminally the barangay official. Number two, to respectfully request the DILG to initiate the administrative case against the barangay officials. And number three, to recommend to Congress the enactment of legislation for purposes of curing this particular defect.
Actually, Chairman, anong section yung, or baka you can just submit to the committee kung ano yung section na gusto nyong
Po, but-
mabago?
Yes, Madam Chair, but for
Or
purposes of record,
ma-add.
Section 261E and Section 261Y, subparagraph number 9 of the Omnibus Election Code. And siguro po tingnan natin yung Republic Act 8189 kasi sa Republic Act 8189 nakalagay lang po yung amendatory provision dyan that any law inconsistent with the 8189 are hereby provisions of law are hereby deemed amended. So baka pwede kasi po magiging loophole yan kasi sasabihin ng mga magagaling na lawyers, Madam Chair. So hindi naman na-define ang crime Yung isa 1985 law, yung isa naman ay about 10 years ago na law. So siguro mas maganda ma-define talaga yung mga crimes na yan para po because only Congress can define a crime. And therefore, mailagay talaga dyan, like for example, using schemes to increase the number of voters or to decrease the number of voters in a particular locality. And then, tataasan natin yung penalty na magsama pa tayo ng pwedeng
Pero right now, may current penalty ba? Or
sa Omnibus Election Code po, 1 to 6 years imprisonment. Pero doon sa continuing registration law, wala pong nakalagay So yan po yung mga loopholes na sinasabi natin. Pag na-cure po yan, pwede tayo magsama kahit na kung may conviction, perpetual disqualification to hold public office because this is the right of suffrage. Kaya po pwedeng perpetual disqualification to hold public office.
and sa admin penalty naman, ano yung scope ng admin penalty na pwedeng ipataw dun sa mga kapitan?
Depende rin po sa gravity po. Mayroon po suspension and also yung disqualification from holding the public office din po, ma'am. Under local government code po.
Siguro, can you submit din sa committee, baka more thorough explanation pagdating dito sa issuance ng barangay certificate, yung magkano, ano yung mga requirements, and kasi yung mga ganong bagay pagdating sa issuance of barangay certificate.
Will do po, Madam Chair.
Tsaka, I don't know kung may data kayo kung ilan ba talaga yung nai-issue na barangay certificate nationwide.
Or field offices po to gather data from the barangays po.
Okay, thank you. Siguro, maybe we can hear from Attorney Kamitan, yung naging experience naman ng una pagdating dun sa opposition.
In Makati, Your Honor, good afternoon po. Chair, good afternoon. Director, good afternoon, Director. So sa experience ng United Nationalist Alliance in that Makati opposition, we saw that a lot of these people that these applicants no for transfers, they were really presenting these barangay certificates, but when asked whether what their addresses were, they cannot even say for certain.
You mean to say during the kasi di ba
actual ERB
may hearing ho
yes.
yung pag-oppose, di ba?
Opo.
So no actual hearing, may bit-bit silang barangay certificate.
Exactly. Yung mismong barangay certificate nila, but that's it. Wala nang ibang government issued IDs. Tapos that's what they presented. And when asked by the ERB, headed of course by the chair of District 2, and even in District 1, field officers of COMELEC there, wala silang mapresente, just that. And pinadescribe how do you get from kunyari from the city hall, how do you get to that address you indicated. Those were the type of questions that the ERB were asking. So walang makasagot. It was really, and there was this one incident, in fact, 3 of the applicants for I think Guadalupe Viejo, or was it? Anyway, that the owner of that property, that building, was the one that opposed them. He was there. His name is General Jacob, and he did not know these people. So when they nung sinabihan sila, oh, that's the owner of the property you're saying that you reside in, they all withdrew their applications.
So yun, lumalabas talaga na may clear violation yung kapitan kasi mismo yung may-ari na ng bahay, hindi nga niya kilala yung na-issuehan ng barangay certificate.
Correct.
Tapos, kailangan pa ba mag-file ng admin complaint or yung letter ng COMELEC is already sufficient? Or kailangan may complainant?
Kailangan po may complainant po, ma'am, or pwede po mag-initiate po ng complaint po. Even the LG can initiate complaint naman po. Doon po sa sa ombudsman po. Pag ganyan po yung mga cases po.
Yeah, for the admin case, kailangan may complainant. So hindi yung letter ni COMELEC is not technically an admin complaint. Tama po ba?
Section ng LG code, dapat po a verified complaint po must be filed against an erring barangay official po.
So yung letter, Chairman, yung letter niyo pala hindi pa siya sufficient to come out na may admin complaint na against yung mga kapitan sa nag-issue ng fictitious barangay certificates.
So we're hoping, Madam Chair, that it can reach that level, that the DILG might be the one to initiate the complaint after determining na talagang sobrang bigat ng mga ebidensya. At ako po naniniwala talaga na mabigat yung mga ebidensya namin sapagkat kitang-kita po talaga doon na hindi mga taga doon yung mga taong yon. At the same time, walang pakundangan yung issuance ng barangay. Sabi ko nga po maganda ma-verify kung talaga na-record ba yung lahat ng in-issue nilang barangay certification. Kasi may listahan kami, yung bang listahan namin, tutugma ba sa listahan ng barangay? Baka maya-maya, nasa amin libo hundreds lang yung nasa kanila. So mas maganda pong makita. Sa bandang uli, ibig sabihin, na-deprive pa yung barangay ng mismong kita dahil hindi pala nagpabayad. Basta lang nagbigay. So isang bagay po yun. So violation ng kanilang ordinansa yun na dapat may bayad ng barangay certification. Tapos number 2, kung hindi tumutugma yan, ibig sabihin hindi nakarehistro. Hindi na-record man lang. Imposible po mag-i-issue ka ng certification kahit sa anong transaksyon sa gobyerno. Hindi ka pwede mag-issue ng kahit anong papeles na wala man lang record ng receipt ng mismo certification. So meron po yun. Ang tanong, yung in-issue ba yan, naka-record ba doon sa mismong record book ng barangay? Kasi kung hindi, o di wala pong ma-justify na payment talaga ng ganun. Ang laki po ng kinita dapat ng barangay. Kung libong ganun kadami natin 50 pesos, ang laki ng kita. Di dapat tanungin din ng mga kabarangay nila kung nasaan na ba yung perang kinita doon sa barangay certification.
Okay. Thank you, Chairman. Nagbe-bell na daw ho. So magsa-start na yung session namin. So for the meantime, I will suspend this hearing kasi may mga hinihingi pa po tayong mga documents for submission. So with that, the public hearing of the Committee on Electoral Reforms and People's Participation is hereby suspended. Thank you. Maraming salamat po. Maraming salamat.